Inspired by the Baltic Way protests of 1989, where people in the Baltic states formed a human chain of 2 million people, Hong Kongers organized the Hong Kong Way protest. In August of 2019, an estimated 210,000 people formed a chain of more than 30 miles. That's 50 kilometers. Because of the large backing among students, there were also huge protests on university campuses. This created clashes between student protesters and riot police at the Chinese University of Hong Kong, the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, and the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. The last one was occupied by the pro-democracy camp, which led to a police siege and storming. Protesters threw bricks and petrol bombs, and the police used tear gas and rubber bullets. There were also cases of police brutality, exactly the thing that people were protesting against. An example of this was the Prince Edward Metro Station incident, where the police indiscriminately attacked passengers and arrested protesters. Still, there were also people opposed to the protesters and in favor of the government. They organized pro-Beijing protests, such as the Safeguard Hong Kong rally. Some were wearing blue ribbons in support of the police force. The two groups of protesters often clashed. People tore down pro-democracy posters and graffiti. One extremist even attacked protesters with a knife, while others rammed their cars into crowds of demonstrators. There were also instances where villagers and supposed gang members ambushed groups with wooden sticks and metal rods. The most well-known incident was the 2019 Yuan Long attack, where a group of men in white t-shirts attacked protesters at a metro station, causing tens of injuries. They could have been vigilante groups who felt that the police weren't being hard-handed enough, but the more likely explanation is that these people were hired by the pro-Beijing camp. Either way, it was clear on whose side the police were on. Despite 24,000 emergency calls, the police force didn't show up on time, and they made no arrests. However, the pro-democracy side was also not innocent. A pro-Beijing lawmaker called Junius Ho was stabbed and his family's graves desecrated. This was allegedly a retaliation for the Yuan Long attack, where the lawmaker would have played a role, and apolitical citizens of Hong Kong were also victims. A 70-year-old resident died because of a fatal head injury when pro-democracy protesters were throwing bricks. Amidst all this chaos, Hong Kong held local elections in November of 2019. Many people saw this as a referendum about the extradition bill. The voter turnout was record-breaking, with 71% of registered voters casting their vote. And the pro-democracy parties won with a historic landslide. They got nearly 90% of the total seats in the directly elected district council, with 388 out of 452 seats.